I'm Vegas Runner, so we have a special treat this week at the pregame studios. Philly Godfather has come to Vegas. He's been here for a handful of days, and I wanted to make sure we got him in studio to do some videos. Today we're going to cover some handicapping concept. We're going to cover some money management, and we're just going to talk sports betting. Me and Philly Godfather right here. There'll be a series of videos. We're going to start it off with college football, which is right around the corner. The bottom line is this. The NFL numbers are tough to beat, meaning the lines are pretty sharp because it takes a lot of money to move a college football line, and they know there's so much public action going to be coming in to offset Wiseguy money. It's rare to see an NFL line unless there's injury, unless there's weather that's going to move 3 points just because wise guys are getting down on a number. College football is the complete opposite. You have so many games on a Saturday. There's so many small Division I schools that a lot of the numbers just aren't as sharp. Now, we were talking off camera, and you were telling me some real interesting things. The most interesting thing was that the betting public really shouldn't be concentrating on whether the number's right or wrong.
Right.
Explain that a little bit further, because a lot of people are saying the whole point is beating a number, and the only way you're going to beat the number is by knowing whether it's right or wrong. So emphasize on that.
I always tell people, don't worry about what the number should be. Worry about where the number's going. The reason why is Sunday night during the football game, usually around halftime, Chris and the Greek, we've had a long relationship with these guys. So before the number comes out on the screen, we're betting the number into them, and we're shaping the number for them.
So during the Sunday night football, while the whole country's watching that Sunday night football game and wanting to see if they're going to cash their ticket, you guys are already looking ahead to next week's college and pro games, majority college, because that's the lines you're trying to beat more. So what you're saying is, before the lines go out on for everybody else, even other sharp bettors, you're saying.
Right, before they hit the screen, we've got our handicappers, and we're betting them in with Chris and the Greek, and we're shaping his line. So we're looking for games that are 2 points off or more, and we shape the line for Chris and the Greek, and then it'll hit the screen.
Okay, so these are lines that before they even go out on any line service or even on their book, they want to know where are we off, meaning they trust your handicappers, they trust the outfits you work for, and they're saying, we're going to give you first crack at these numbers, just like the Stardust did back when they brought out the opening number. They held a lottery, wise guys would get in line, and they'd help them shape their numbers.
Exactly.
And then the rest of the betting public got the bet on it.
Right.
So that to me makes sense. That offshore would want to do the same thing. Before they put it out for the whole marketplace to wager, they would want to know if they made some errors. So they trust your handicapper. So you were looking for a line that's 2 points off based on the number your guys brought out.
Based on the number that our guys are coming out. Seal is in the office with a bunch of guys, and they're doing their work, they're reading, and if we see a number that's 2 points off or more, we're going to bet it with those guys before it hits the screen. And this way, there's no reason for you guys to worry about what the number should be. We already took care of that. Worry about more where the line is going.
Okay, by where the line's going, you mean Monday the line's out for everybody, more or less. Your average bettor that bets $20 could get a shot at betting the Monday line. You're saying you're not going to find too many mistakes based on the opener, meaning that's where the opener should be, that the sharpest handicappers on the planet, based on their power ratings,
right. We already bet
they're
based
saying
on
that's where the number should be.
Right.
Now, you mean the average bettor should try to come up with where's the number heading. Now, by where the number's heading, that should be the sharp side.
Right.
Unless, it's public money moving it, in which case you want to make sure you're not jumping on that. But with that said, what are some of the things that's going to move the line? If I'm a bettor and I'm thinking, okay, Philly Godfather has a great point. If the sharpest guys on the planet have already looked at the first opening numbers, adjusted them where they think are off, and now for me to beat the market, my best shot is to get ahead of the next line moves.
Right. You're looking for matchup advantages, situational advantages, weather advantages, stuff in that nature, and that will dictate which direction that line will be headed.
So the handicapping side of it.
Right.
So after in the opening numbers based on power ratings, your guys create a number the Greek and Chris put out their number.
They trust us with our expertise.
And you're backing it up with cash, so
Right.
they're going to
Big
move
money.
their
So
number.
they're going to respect us and what we're talking about and what picks we're decided to pick on because we've been doing this for so long and they know we're right on point.
And that makes sense. Money moves the line. Since you're getting first crack at it and you're betting serious money, obviously they're going to respect your opinion, or they wouldn't be offering the number to your outfit. They'd be offering it to so many other ones. With that said, you're saying that during the week, what the average bettor should be trying to focus on is based on handicapping the matchup by looking at, statistical data, by looking at, how the matchup breaks down.
Read as much as possible, man. Get online and read as much as possible. Get as much information as you can on that game and trying to figure out which way it's going.
Meaning the wise guys, the handicappers for these betting syndicates are doing the same exact thing.
Exactly.
You were saying earlier that all the readers in the office are reading beat writers, smallest newspapers.
Right.
I mean, your average beat writer for Western Michigan, he's probably making $300 a week, if not doing it for free.
These guys are at every practice, at every game, and they know more about that team
Than anybody, than any wise guy on the planet.
And than any big paper. So you got to find those websites, and we've been doing this a long time, so we have pretty much every website out there on these guys. So, and that's what our guys are doing. They're reading as much as possible what these little small beat writers are talking about, and you can find big value there.
So you take that information that you gathered throughout the week from various beat writers, you add that to your mix of handicapping data as far as statistics goes. You look for any kind of weather edge, any kind of matchup edge, any kind of injury edge.
Yeah.
And from that, you're going to make a move, meaning you're going to find value. That's the side you're going to bet. So me as a, let's say I'm just a normal guy betting $20 a game, I should be trying to do the exact same thing by following those steps.
If you want to turn a profit, you should be.
And so my goal should be this, that when I make my bet, come kickoff, I need to hope I got a better number than that close.
Exactly.
Then I'm on the sharp side.
Right.
More times than not. I mean, obviously without a good source, without a strong connection, you may sometimes be on a game that's been adjusted based on public money. That's usually going to happen on marquee games. That's usually going to happen on big name teams and on primetime games. But we're talking about some of those smaller conferences where lines are moving 2.5, 3 points. 9 times out of 10, that's sharp money that's moved that line. So what Philly Godfather is saying is you have all week to gather as much information as possible on these matchups. And what you're trying to do is not beat that opening number.
It's already been done. The best guys in the country are doing that.
Beat that closing number.
Exactly.
So if I have a ticket at -3, come Saturday, it closes -5. I pretty much did exactly what the sharpest bettors in the country are
You're
doing.
gold. Yep.
And these guys are the most respected and have made the most money, and obviously that's why they're being offered the first crack and get the respect they do and bet the money they do. So even your average sports bettor, you can pretty much feel like you're doing exactly what these guys betting a lot of money are doing and getting a ton of respect are doing. If you're holding a ticket in your hand that is -4 and you see Saturday they go to kick off and it's -6.5,
You're on the right side.
you're on the right side. You're not going to win 100%. You're not going to win 80%. But if you're able to lay 4 when that line closes 6.5, you're going to win at the rate the sharpest bettors in the country win at.
And that's all you
and
can
if
ask
you
for.
manage your money correctly and you wager correctly, there's absolutely no reason you can't turn a profit. Right. I mean, you hear so many videos, so many podcasts, you hear sports radio and they're talking about matchups and matchups and matchups. I think, as important as that is, what we do is we bet sports. We bet into a market. A market's a price. For us, the price is the number. I think more, time and more effort needs to be put into what exactly you're trying to accomplish by breaking down that matchup. And more times than not, your main goal needs to be beating that next move.
Right.
Correct?
Exactly. You got to know if the game opens up 6 and you're getting all this information and it's telling you the game's going to go to 7, 7.5, you got to jump on that 6 quick because there's a lot of sharp people out there. And if you don't make that move first, I mean, you lost your value already.
And I think that's where a lot of bettors make the biggest mistake. Over the years, I've seen guys that follow steam and jump on steam that aren't able to make the profit they should, because so many times they have a gut feeling by understanding markets or by doing their homework, and they say this line's going to move, that way. But until a runner, until a sharp bets into it, they're not confident enough to pull the trigger.
Well, that's the problem. I mean, scared money don't make no money. So you got to be able to fire. If you feel that game's going to move in that direction, jump on it, fire away, and watch your money grow.
And many times what's going to happen to you is you're going to be holding that ticket at -4, and the game's going to go off at -3. That's going to happen on occasion if you're not,
If you didn't do your homework. I mean,
yeah,
you got to
exactly.
really do your work.
Exactly. But that shouldn't discourage you from attempting to do exactly that, because that's all this game's about. It's all about beating the number. And to beat the number, you're trying to beat what the price goes off at. And the only way to do that is by trying to hold the ticket in your hand where the point spread's different when the game goes off.
Right.
So there you have it. I'm Vegas Runner with Philly Godfather covering college football, and he couldn't have put it better. Don't really think you're going to beat that opening number because guys are already betting into it and they've already adjusted it. Try to beat that closing number by anticipating and predicting which way that line's going to move. I'm Vegas Runner. He's Philly Godfather. We'll be back with more sports betting information and money management concepts.